Peace and blessings, family. This is Magick La Croix coming back at you with another exclusive video from Magick La Croix Productions. And today's topic is not really going to be about anything. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Okay. This is going to be getting started, part 2, putting in the work. The reason I'm making this video is because I think a lot of people out there have a misunderstanding of what it takes to become a master magician, a magi, a mage, master sorcerer, whatever title you want to give it, but a master in sorcery in general. So I wanted to put this video out there to clear up some misconceptions. You know, nowadays we live in a society as a whole. People want everything now. Everything is now. You know, and let me also say this video is not directed at anyone in particular. It's just some observations that I've had over the past weeks or so. So I just want to clear a couple of things up. And first, let me say that, you know, I've been given that title, mage, master splinter. I've been called guru. All these master type titles, but you know, I take that with a grain of salt and humble, you know, about it. If I really felt that I was so adept at magic and occult in general or overall, then I wouldn't feel personally that I have a long way to go. You know, although I may know some things. It's a continual process. Matter of fact, it's a lifelong process. One of the things that changed my view on things was when I was trying many years ago to get into the occult, to break into the occult, to learn the secrets, how everything works. So a master magician that I know of, I asked him a question. I asked him a simple question about candle magic. And he snapped on me. And I'm like, why this kind of response? But he said to me, he said, you mean to tell me you don't know a basic candle magic spell? And he got pissed off with me. And it took years to pass before I understood why he snapped at me. He snapped at me because the answer I could have found myself. I should have known already, as a matter of fact. But when you get bombarded with questions, like real basic questions, it's letting people know that you're not doing your own research. So when I started out, I would get real cryptic answers, real vague answers from people. And like I said, it didn't take until years later until I understood why. You know, doing your own research, doing your own study, it increases your own power, it increases your own understanding. You know, it's as simple as that. You have to, with all the information out there, on Google, you got free PDFs. Now, the age of information is exactly that. It's the age of information. All this information is freely out there. So you can't be lazy when it comes to this kind of work. Nobody is going to want to hand feed or spoon feed you this information when you can look up the information yourself. It's just like any, and I mentioned this in part 1, it's just like any other craft. It really is. It's just like a musician, a scientist, a pianist, a violinist, a poet. And I'll say poetry was one of my crafts And I got recognized quite a few times about writing good poetry, but how did I get that way? I got that way by honing my craft. Football players hone their craft, basketball players hone their craft, magicians hone their craft. But going back to the poetry example, I would read poets that come before me. I would read poets from the Harlem Renaissance, Langston Hughes, Countee Cullen, Paul Laurence Dunbar, Phyllis Wheatley, just to name a few. I went way back to see how their poetry made them who they were. And then I would read and study poetry, and then I would devote a lot of my time, literally all day, on poetry sites, just to see how people's different styles were. So just like any other science, magic is the exact same way. You have to study it, you have to research it. You cannot go by anybody else's examples or experience. It's not going to work that way. You have to study, you have to research, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I can't emphasize that enough. You have to do your own study. You have to do your own research. The information is out there. You just take a hold of it. Take what's given to you, and you start experiencing. Don't do one spell, and then 3 days later, oh, it didn't work. You got to give the universe time to align things up properly to get you what you want. That's the importance of repetition also. If something doesn't work, try it again. Take 3 to 21 days before you decide a spell has not worked. It takes time. It takes time. If it doesn't work the first time, go back, tweak it, see what you have done wrong. Write your experiences down. What happened? Why didn't this work the way I did? The way I wanted it to work? What other materials could I have used? You got to start thinking like that. If you want to get into the craft, you have to be serious about it. Don't give up. Just like any other thing. Those rappers like Nas and KRS-One, Rakim, they kept honing their craft. They never gave up. And it took them years before they got into the industry. They were honing their craft. You got to do the same thing with magic. Spirits respect. Okay, I shouldn't say spirits. Our friends on the other side, they respect hard work. They respect getting to know them, getting to know their history, getting to know how they interacted with humans. They respect that. They respect you coming to them, just acknowledging them. Your study increases your own power because you're bringing that information into your own brain. You're getting an understanding of it. There are so many books out there. There are so many sites that offer free PDFs. It's yours for the take. There are magical groups online that have files upon files of magical text. That's all out there. And like I said, society is so dumbed down these days. Everybody wants things like that. Does not work that way. Don't give up. Study, research, tweak your magical practices to the way you want till you get the results you want. As a matter of fact, what's that old saying that goes something like, acting like you're a master until you do, or something like that. It's like you go into this like you've accomplished everything until you reach that point. You go into, don't think about failure. Continue to work your magic, tweak it. Tweak it and research and study and read. People don't want to read these days. People want to be spoon-fed. And that, is why people get cryptic and vague answers when it comes to things. Because it shows other people you're not willing to do the work. You just want me to tell you how things work. It shouldn't work that way. It should work like any other science. It should be treated accordingly. So, those are my words for today. I hope this reaches a few people. I've gotten to a point where I can do a lot of stuff, but I put in the work. I've spent hours on reading and studying. I've spent hundreds of dollars on materials. I've done the work. I've studied the masters. I've studied those who've come before me. I've studied ancient civilizations who practiced magic, such as the Sumerians and the Akkadians, the Phoenicians, the Babylonians, where magic was a part of their everyday life. We've gotten away from that. So I hope this video is going to be a helpful guide. It's a part 2. I don't think there's a need for a part 3, but this is just getting started. Get into the mindset of, okay, be sincere. I'm going to be sincere about this. I want to practice this. I want to manage my everyday life the way I see fit. The universe is mine. We just have to go out and grab it. And with that, peace and blessings, my friends. I'll see you next time. Magick La Croix, signing out.